makes a bunch of videos. Today I just wanted to do another storytime video. So today's pretty short one. Takes place when I was about 9 or 10 years old, I think. Maybe 11. And I was in like pretty normal sort of average gymnastics class. I just moved to a smaller town, so it was pretty varied with ages. So it would have been like maybe 7 or 8 years old to 17 or so in terms of the range of the students. And there was only 2 teachers. It was a pretty small class. And at the very beginning of class, we were doing our pre-class like stretches. And I think someone had asked one of the teachers if they had been in competition and why they sort of gave up professional gymnastics. And basically she said that she had suffered a pretty bad spinal injury after doing a competition where on the parallel bars, which is like the 2 bars, one's sort of slightly lower than the other. And anyways, on the dismount, I guess didn't land it very well and ended up in the hospital, had all these issues, had her like a pretty long recovery, it sounds like, as well. And yeah, so that sort of like spurred on this whole conversation about everyone's injuries that they've had throughout their gymnastics careers. So it was like anything small from like twisted ankle, broken finger, like all sorts of different things. So everyone was talking about all the injuries that they've had. I had never really been injured doing any sports at all. I'd always just sort of like, I don't think I've even witnessed any bad injuries in any sports. And so it was like probably the first time that it really dawned on me that this sort of thing could be dangerous. I'd always just sort of like, you know, you jump, you do a backflip, you run around, jumping off of, flipping around bars and like jumping over the horse and like all sorts of crazy little things that just seem like totally casual. But yeah, everyone was talking about all these horrific injuries they'd had. And then, not so coincidentally, that day, we were doing some sort of very simple exercise. Ironically, trying to improve no-handed cartwheels, which I already knew how to do, but I think they were just a bit lazy and didn't want to do a lot of inventive things. It's also very annoying that like there was certain equipment that they just didn't want to have to set up and unset up, and so we didn't end up doing a lot of the things that I would have done in my old class when I was in Burnaby or Vancouver City area. So it was super small towny and just sort of like bare minimum stuff, and so there was a lot of floor work because that was easy to set up. So we were doing these things to do no-handed cartwheels for no reason, because I think most of us already knew how to do those. Anyways, so they had this little triangle mat that sort of went up on a maybe not a big angle, but it would have been maybe 2 feet off the floor at the height of it, and then it started at nothing, so it just sort of like did that. We called it the cheese mat because it sort of looked like, I don't know. Anyways, so you're supposed to go up it and then like flip off the end as if you're going on the ground, but you're not, because you're not, and then you do the thing and then you land and then it's all good. And we were doing that over and over. So it was pretty boring and sort of pointless. So possibly me being like, this is really simple, why are we doing this? Also, mainly because everyone had been talking about their injuries. I think it's one of those power of the mind. What you focus on is what you end up doing. And so I went off maybe the third time or something. I'd already done it a few times. And then I don't know what happened. I didn't go quickly enough, or I wasn't paying attention. Anyways, I just landed on my arm somehow. Like, I started to go and I didn't have enough momentum, and I just went straight down and broke this arm and my wrist. It still does this clicking sound every time I do that. And it pretty much like it looked horrible. Like it looked horrific. Like my hand was the completely opposite direction, and my whole, like, it wasn't straight. Like you could see there were bones broken. You could see it. It didn't go through my skin, but definitely didn't look right. Yeah, that's my only real broken bone injury that ever happened in my life. And I've always sort of remembered it and been like, it's definitely because everyone was talking about their injuries that happened. If they hadn't, it wouldn't have happened. Like, I'm 100% sure of that. So I think it's just one of those like mindset things where you're like, yep, whatever you focus on, whatever possibilities you have in your mind, you're gonna make happen in real life. So yeah, that's my story for today. If you enjoyed my wonderful narration style and want to see more stories, I have a link in the description of this video that you can check out more random stories of me in my little life. And yeah, that's it for today, but thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.